Hi, it's Liz from Enabling Bold Moves, and this is a video for anyone who might be struggling right now with their motivation, particularly during this crisis that we're all facing with COVID-19. So I want to just give you a little bit of an insight into how I think this relates to Maslow's theory, which you may know it as Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is about our motivation. This theory was originally in 1943, so it's quite an old theory, but it stood the test of time. It's available in lots of leadership programs, leadership books and things relate to it. So it's very well known, and I just think it's something that we can really relate to during this difficult time that we're all facing. Please excuse my drawing. It's not intentional. These are supposed to be the same size, all of these lines, but I don't profess for art to be one of my skills, okay? So you get the idea anyway. So with Maslow's theory then, right, is that basically to be able to survive, we all have basic needs. So it's the water that we all need, the food that we all need, just our health, so it's the things that we need to survive. Now, if we've got all of those, so once we've got those in place, if we've got food, if we've got water, if we know that we can actually survive, then we can move on to the next level and think about, okay, now I'm going to look at my security. So in security here, we have our home, the roof over our head. We have our job, our finances, could be our business, those things, kind of things that make us feel secure and able to provide for our family and continue this survival mode, okay? So that's kind of the next level. Up from that, so if we've got survival, if we've got food, if we've got water, if we've got shelter, if we've got a job, if we feel secure, we then start looking at, belonging. We start thinking about relationships. So if we have got that security, thinking about yourself right now, if you're struggling with these two levels, then you're probably not thinking that much about belonging and those around you. So you might not be thinking about, necessarily colleagues. You might not be thinking about friends and things like that. You might just be focusing on yourself at the moment. And that's understandable, because what's happening is you're thinking, I need to figure out how I'm going to survive. I need to figure out how I'm going to get through this. Yeah, I need to get my security in place. Yeah. So once we've got that in place, we can then start working on those connections, building those relationships, focusing on those people around us, helping us to feel part of the community, sharing and caring, helping those people that might be less fortunate than us as well, is what helps us to feel like we belong. Next level up is that feeling of importance. And this is where the self-confidence and self-belief comes in, is that if we've got a good survival going on, if we're feeling secure, if we feel part of a team, if we feel part of a business, where we work, then we start to get that feeling of self-importance. We start to get that self-esteem builds up, and we think, oh, I'm confident in who I am. I know what value I add to this business. I know what value I add to my clients. I know what it is that I do. Now, for some people right now, and myself included, the world's changing. So, we're sort of thinking, okay, that's a bit uncertain at the moment. I'm not quite sure. I've had to move out of my office where I work every day. I'm now working from home. Yeah, so my situation's changed. So therefore, I'm not really feeling that sense of importance. I don't know what value I'm adding to my business, to my team, to the world, to my clients. Yeah, so our confidence can take a knock, so we can end up coming down a level. Finally, the top level is self-actualization. So if we've got all of these things in place, basically, It means that we become self-actualized. It means that we think, right, okay, do you know what? I'm at the top of my game right now. I know I'm good at what I do. I know that I'm adding value to my clients. I know that actually, you know, I can keep being good at what I do as well. We've got that self-esteem and self-confidence, and we start then building on creativity. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs get to, you know, where they start being philanthropists, helping charities, helping to raise money for people, because I think actually, you know what, I'm pretty okay with where I'm at. So I would say, you know, it's a small number of people who will get to this point at any point in their life, and some of us may have been there. Maybe we're there even last week or last month. So what can happen is, when we go through change, or when things happen in our lives, then we can actually fall down these levels because our motivation is affected. So say, for example, you know, if we've got that self-confidence in what we're doing, but all of a sudden we've been moved into a different environment, we're outside of our comfort zone, so all of a sudden we're thinking, I'm not feeling that confident in what I'm doing. So we go down the level to belonging. So what do we need to do there then to move back up to feeling that self-confidence and feeling that importance? Well, what we can do is we can focus on strengthening where we belong. So focus on speaking to people in our teams, speaking to people around us, building relationships. Those are good things that we can be doing right now, which will help to build our confidence and help to build us back up. Because the more confident we feel, the more that we're going to be able to be resilient through this crisis and keep our business going, yeah, and also keep adding value to our business and keep them afloat as well. If you're at the moment, you know, thinking, well, actually, I'm not feeling that secure, I'm not feeling that secure in what I'm doing, you might be looking internally. So if you're looking internally, you might start to feel some anxiety. It might start to affect your mental health, which is not a good place to be in right now. So it might seem like a strange thing to do to start focusing on other people, because natural instinct tells us, you know, I need to focus on myself. But if we want to start feeling good, give ourselves a boost and give our self-esteem a boost, it's a good idea to start talking to other people, seeing how we can help them, speak to family, speak to friends, speak to networking colleagues, and see how we can help them. Because what it'll do is it'll help you psychologically, it'll help you to feel better about what you're doing and the value that you're adding, and it'll give you a boost and get you back up to that feeling of importance, which will help you in turn to move forward. Okay, so that's just a very, very quick overview really of Maslow, and I just wanted to share this today just to see if it can help one or two people. If it helps anyone, then that's, you know, back to this, that's something that will help me feel like I'm doing something good as well. So, you know, I hope that makes sense as to how you can help yourself to feel more motivated, help yourself to build your confidence during this crisis. If you want to know more, get in touch, send me a message, connect with me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, I'm on all of those platforms. Send me a message, let's have a chat, find out where you are on here. Wherever you are, there's something you can do about it personally to get yourself feeling better and get yourself building your confidence again. So get in touch. Happy to have a free chat with anyone who needs support right now. Take care, stay safe, and keep connected, keep looking after each other.